Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. There will be a new national champion in college basketball after Baylor goes out to North Carolina 93-86 in overtime in the round of 32 at the NCAA tournament. Baylor, furious comeback from 25 points down. They tied the game at 80 and forced overtime, but in the extra frame, the Tar Heels outscored Baylor 13-6. And the first number one seed to play in the second round becomes the first number one seed to go out. It means that Florida remained the last team to repeat as the national champions, something they did in 2006, 2007. It also means the East is wide open with the top two seeds now out. Baylor head coach Scott Drew, obviously dejected, spoke to our Allie LaForce after the game.
Well, Coach, I can't imagine after almost putting together the largest comeback in NCAA history, all the emotions that you're feeling. I would expect that pride is one of them, though. What'd you tell the team?
Well, Rudy Tomjanovich said it best, never underestimate the heart of a champion. And, I mean, you're down 25. You come back and force overtime. Really proud of these guys and the heart in which they compete. And you lay your head on the pillow at night knowing that they gave their all, and they always do.
Well, it's a season that you had to overcome a lot, injuries and a lot of big tests this season. And, you know, you could say that you overcome all those things in a way that makes you proud as a coach because you taught them what the toughness means. You talk about these moments, but then to see it actually happen has to feel a lot of different ways for you. How would you describe how it feels?
Well, I think the perseverance that they showed, the resilience all year. But at Baylor, the great thing is we get to help mold men, and it's spiritual growth, character formation, academic success. They've had one of the best GPAs in school's history. Spiritually, they've been a great group. They've really grown, high character individuals. So we didn't win on the court, but we won in life.
Coach, I appreciate your time as always in this tough moment.
Thanks.
Obviously tough for the Baylor Bears as they fall to North Carolina 93-86 in overtime, the round of 32. The reigning champion has failed to make the Sweet 16 for the fifth straight tournament. We did mention the fact that Florida remained the last team to repeat as national champions. They did it in 2006 and 2007. And no reigning champion has advanced to the Elite Eight since that Florida repeat. And for thoughts on this result, let's now bring in the coach, Avery Johnson. Coach, what an amazing game between these two teams, and historic game, and certainly going to go down in NCAA tournament history, certainly in the round of 32. Your thoughts on the result here as the reigning national champions go out?
Well, I'm a little bit jealous. I hope our games tomorrow between, Arizona and Seton Hall and when you're looking at Texas Tech going up against Notre Dame here in San Diego, I hope our games are as competitive. But tip your hat off to North Carolina with the way they, was able to finish off the defending national champion, especially being up by 25 points. This would have been a complete disaster. Second team to have come back, Baylor, and win, being down by 25 points. But give North Carolina credit. They had a situation where they weren't shooting the free throw well. They gave up too many three-point shots there at the end. They got pounded on the offensive glass. And this is what happens. As Scott Drew talked about, Baylor has the heart of a champion. He borrowed the Rudy Tomjanovich line. R.J. Davis was just incredible throughout this game. But give Hubert Davis credit. This will be a learning experience for them. This is all about survive and advance. Kentucky would love to have North Carolina problems right now. But just an unbelievable game. This is what the March Madness is all about.
Yeah, you mentioned R.J. Davis. He led the team with 30 points in the victory. And Hubert Davis, after the game in his press conference, he gave credit to his bench players, speaking about the opportunity that, I don't know when that opportunity is going to come, but when it does, you have to be ready. So he obviously learned a little bit about his team today. What did you learn about North Carolina today?
Well, I learned that their size is a problem, inside. And, those big guys, especially if they can make their free throws. But I also learned that R.J. Davis, man, he is a playmaker. He makes plays, and especially when you need it. But Hubert Davis in some situations look like a rookie coach. When they're up by 6, with about 26, 25 seconds, maybe with the momentum that the way the game is swinging, maybe just foul. Send Baylor to the free throw line, but the consequence of that, then Baylor makes a 3-point shot. And, from a press offense standpoint, Hubert Davis has got to tighten up his press offense so that they won't have any 5-second counts, not even be able to get the ball inbounds and advance the basketball. So in some ways, Coach Davis looked like a rookie coach. But again, this is a team that now is in the Sweet 16. And, man, they've won 2 more games in the NCAA tournament than they won last year.
So they get some time to just relax a little bit, recover a little bit. They get to watch what happens between St. Mary's and UCLA, which is obviously the winner of that game is going to be their next opponent. In terms of that matchup, how do you like how North Carolina matches up against either of those two teams?
Well, I like the matchup. I had North Carolina beating Baylor in my bracket, and all of my Final Four teams are alive. But I just think North Carolina, that win at Duke to end the regular season, Coach K's last game at Duke, that win to me really showed me something about the intestinal fortitude of a North Carolina team in an ACC that was having somewhat of a down year. That win proved to me that they were capable of advancing. They just needed to get that first win under their belt in the NCAA tournament. They're a very balanced team. Obviously 3 or 4 guys in double figures. But like you alluded to, Jeremy, their bench played a big role. You need to have 2 or 3 guys during this time of the year coming off the bench that you can depend on. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if North Carolina continues to advance. I don't have them making it to the Final Four, but there's no surprise to me that North Carolina was able to knock off Baylor.
Well, if anybody's sleeping on the Tar Heels, they won't be sleeping on them after today as they knock out the reigning national champions. Coach Avery Johnson hopping on to talk about that with us here on CBS Sports HQ. Great to see you, Coach. Thanks for popping on with us. Yes, it is a 93-86 result, which means we will have a new national champion in college basketball. RJ Davis.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.